Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Africans at large, allow me to greet you. As usual, it is John Dominic, young Pan Africanist. Today, I want to talk about the suffering of refugees in their own continent, people who are suffering from their own continent. So, these are the people who have been displaced from their properties. These are stateless people. These refugees, they are under organization of UN, United Nations. This organization of United Nations was established in 1945 in October 24th after the League of Nations. This organization of UN, it is worldwide, it is global. Then this organization have various aims, but primarily it is to help these people, stateless people, and the other issue of diplomatic. And then we have a lot of people who are suffering, who have been displaced, who are no longer in their properties around in our continent of Africa. Now, worldwide, we have more than 36 million refugees in the world. Around Africa, it's where the big number of refugees come from. Such as here in Uganda, we have more than 1.5 million refugees around Uganda. Now, 1 million is refugees from South Sudan. Imagine a new country who have been liberated recently in 2011 to 12. This is South Sudan. Now, in Uganda, in that number of 1.5 million, 814,000, it is refugees from Republic Democratic of Congo. 220, it is refugees from Burundi who went back in their country, who have been in exile. Even though that number went back in their country, but we are still having more than 3,000 above refugees from Burundi who are in exile. So now you imagine that in the neighboring country, you imagine like DRC and Uganda, where you find we have that big of number. Actually, in DRC, Republic of Democratic of Congo, we have more than 6.5 million people who have been displaced, who are no longer in their properties. What caused that? So sometimes in our country, instead of creating peaceful, we are very busy to grow the conflicts. That's why the number of refugees are increasing every time, every day in our continent. Let us go in Nairobi. In the camp of Kakuma, we have very big number of refugees. Around Nairobi, we have more than 9,000 refugees. So what does it mean? Around in our continent, actually it is only in Africa where you find someone who is a refugee from the neighboring country. Such as, you find someone is a refugee from Botswana to Uganda, someone is a refugee from Tanzania to Kenya, someone is a refugee from Somalia to Nairobi. What does it mean? You will never see any refugee from Chicago to Texas. You will never see any refugee from Vienna to London. But it's only here in our continent. So I normally ask myself, in the African Union, if we have that power to create unity between ourselves, I don't know if we can fail to provide for those people who have been displaced. What does it mean? When we work together as Africans, it is very possible to provide and create peace for those people. Primarily, I don't think that our leaders who try to read other people, can fail, really can fail to create peace for those people. You imagine, in some countries where you find people have civil war between tribe and other tribes, such as in DRC now, they have so many conflicts between some tribes and other tribes. So that needs the leader. That issue actually should be solved by our leaders. But some are sleeping. They don't mind about it. So I don't think that Africa shall make any step if we are still having that problems of refugees in our continent. As I have said, in other continent, you never find someone is a refugee from neighboring country. In the 55 states of America, there is no any state where you can go and you must find African refugees in those states. So what's the role of African Union? Around East Africa, we have more than 4 million refugees. You imagine here, just here in East Africa, 4 million refugees. What about refugees who are in Burundi, who are in Tanzania, who are in Rwanda, who are in Congo? So it is our own duty, we as Africans, to see the suffering of our brothers and sisters. It is so sad. Being a refugee is not a crime. But so sad to be born a refugee, you marry when you are a refugee and die when you are a refugee. So there is no any legacy you leave for your kids. You imagine you are born a refugee, you die a refugee, you marry a refugee. So we as Africans, it is our own duty to work hard, to redeem our people, to release our people from that slave. So I don't think that 54 states of Africa, we failed to work on that issue. Actually, it is our duty. We as the leaders of Africa, to work on that. We need brave diplomacy. We need relations in our countries to see how we can solve those problems. We don't expect people from United States to come to work on our issues. We don't expect people from European Union to come and work on our issue. We don't expect from people from Russia, communism and capitalism to work on our issue. This is our own issue, Africans. People, let me tell you, we as Africans, we are the sons of one man. So our problems should be solved as families' issues. No one should come and enter in our issues. So it is only our task, we as Africans, to work together, to sit and see where is the cause of problem. It is so shameful to find people who say that Africa, we are growing economically, sustainable development, when we are still having big number of refugees globally in the world. So, as I'm ending, let me request the young people of Africa to work together, to think together, to love our continent, to love our countries. It is so sad to find a big number of Africans are suffering from refugees. Now, let me tell you,